Welcome to Binge Guide, your shortcut to finding your next obsession.
And today we're diving into something generating a lot of talk.
Yeah, Tron. ARES. It's being called the next show. And honestly, looking into it, the buzz feels, well, it feels real.
It does.
Yeah.
This isn't just another sequel, is it? It sounds like they're taking a pretty big swing.
A big swing, exactly, but still trying to, honor what came before. We're going to unpack what we actually know so far.
Right. Give everyone the essential insights without needing to wade through everything online.
So the first thing that really jumps out is the premise. It's different this time.
Completely different. Usually someone gets pulled into the computer world.
But not here.
No, Tron. ARES flips it. The main character, ARES, he's a program, a very sophisticated program.
And he's coming out into our world.
That's the core idea. Sent on some kind of dangerous mission into the real world. It's described as humankind's first direct encounter with independent AI.
Wow. Okay, that immediately changes things.
Right.
It's not the grid we know necessarily.
It really pushes the boundaries, doesn't it? Between digital and real. Makes you think about consciousness, what happens when AI isn't just code anymore, but present.
Yeah, what does it mean to be human when something like that enters the picture?
And the style they're going for? Action techno-noir.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah.
What does techno-noir suggest to you for Tron? It's always had that dark, luminous look.
Well, it keeps that aesthetic, that visual DNA, definitely.
Yeah.
But noir hints at maybe more complexity, maybe some moral ambiguity.
Alongside the expected action, of course.
Oh, yeah. High-tech action, but maybe grounded in a slightly grittier reality this time, expanding beyond the grid itself.
Let's talk about the players. Jared Leto as Ares.
We title character, yeah. This program with his own will on a mission we don't fully understand yet.
And he's a producer, too. That usually means significant involvement, right?
Absolutely. Suggests he's really invested. They're talking about moral complexity for Ares, real emotional depth.
I heard the director made a comparison,
Yeah.
like Pinocchio.
Exactly. Wanting to become real, seeing our world almost like an infant with fresh eyes. It's a fascinating angle.
And he has a different kind of identity disc.
A triangular one, described as a superior disc and also a weapon. Visually sets him apart immediately.
Okay, then there's Greta Lee as Eve Kim.
Right, CEO of a tech company. Advanced tech, naturally, but also a mysterious past.
And her work is somehow the path for Ares to get here.
Seems like it. She's a brilliant programmer and apparently determined to protect her tech. That smells like conflict.
Definitely. You wonder if she meant for Ares to come through or if it was an accident or something else.
That mysterious past feels like it'll be a big part of it.
And connecting back to the original, Evan Peters is playing Julian Dillinger.
A relative of the Dillinger. Edward Dillinger from the first film. That's quite a legacy.
Especially with the mention of his own red-tinged grid. That feels significant.
Oh, hugely significant. Red usually means, well, not the good guys in the Tron universe. It links straight back to the original antagonist.
And some early footage apparently shows him leaving the city with Ares.
Yeah, which is really intriguing. Are they allies? Is one using the other? What's their dynamic? That's a key question.
Now, the big one for longtime fans?
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges. He's back as Kevin Flynn.
He is. Which is fantastic. It provides that essential link, that grounding in the saga's history.
More than just nostalgia, though. They say his role is crucial.
Crucial, yeah. We hear his voice in the trailer, and apparently he worked directly with Leto on set.
So probably not just a quick cameo then. Maybe a guide? Or someone trying to figure out what Ares is?
Could be any of those. His presence just feels vital to connecting the threads.
And a strong supporting cast, too. Gillian Anderson, Hassan Minhaj.
Jodie Turner-Smith, Cameron Monaghan, all in undisclosed roles for now.
Cameron Monaghan did say something interesting, though, about the practical sets being phenomenal.
Yeah, praising the practical elements is exciting for a film you expect to be heavily digital. Suggests a really tangible feel, pushing visual boundaries in maybe unexpected ways.
Okay, but what about Sam Flynn and Quora? Garrett Hedlund and Olivia Wilde. Are they in?
That's the big question, isn't it? The report suggests that, well, early scripts might have included them.
But not anymore.
It seems like major rewrites shifted the focus. They're apparently going for more of a semi-reboot feel.
To bring in new audiences, maybe? People who didn't see Legacy?
That seems to be the thinking, yeah. Make it accessible.
So, probably no Sam and Quora then. That might disappoint some fans.
Well, interestingly, Garrett Hedlund himself hinted their story might not be over. He sort of suggested we could see them again someday.
Oh, so maybe not entirely closed.
And there's apparently a building linked to Sam scene in the trailer footage,
Yeah.
so Maybe cameos? Maybe setting something up for later.
Okay. So acknowledging the past, but not being totally tied to it for this specific story.
Exactly. Seems like a balancing act.
So let's focus on the story of ARES itself. ARES' mission in our world, humanity's first encounter with this independent AI.
That's the core. And the themes that spin out from that, they sound pretty weighty.
Like what?
Well, the nature of consciousness, obviously. What separates a program from a being? Especially when it's walking around in our world.
And the whole AI discussion is so relevant right now, too.
Hugely relevant. The film seems poised to explore the impact, the ethics of AI becoming truly autonomous and present.
And that Pinocchio idea, again, what does it mean to be human, seen through ARES' eyes?
Right. Seeing our world, our humanity, from an outside, evolving perspective, that could be really compelling.
The visuals tease sound intense, light cycles, recognizers. But here, in the real world.
Yeah, that's a massive visual shift for the franchise. Seeing that iconic digital tech manifesting on, like, real city streets.
In Vancouver, right, they filmed there.
Yep. So expect action sequences with those futuristic vehicles tearing down familiar streets. Burrard Street, Canby Bridge, Lions Gate Bridge were all mentioned.
And they digitally enhanced landmarks, too.
Blending the digital and the real. So places like the Fraser River, the RBC Tower, they get a sort of Tronified look to mesh the two worlds.
There was that trailer shot, too. Light cycles chased by police. ARES using a jet wall.
Yeah, definitely hinting at high-stakes action in our reality. And that question again, why are ARES and Julian Dillinger leaving the city?
Are they running from something? Or maybe to something. Or someone.
Speculation is they might be seeking out Sam and Cora, but who knows? And seeing a recognizer, one of those huge ships, appear in the real world, that just ups the ante considerably.
Okay, behind the camera, Joachim Running is directing. He did Pirates 5 and Maleficent 2.
Yeah, so he knows his way around big, visually rich productions. Feels like a good fit for Tron's scale and style.
And the script, Jesse Wigatow and Jack Thorne, but also Steven Lisberger, the original Tron writer.
That's a really interesting mix. Lisberger's involvement adds that layer of authenticity, connects it right back to the beginning.
And they're tackling themes like identity, free will, belonging. Sounds like more than just action.
Definitely aims for depth, which fits the Tron legacy. It was always about more than just the visuals.
Filming in Vancouver, codenamed Velcro. Lots of night shoots, wrapped up last May.
Yeah, Vancouver's a visual effects powerhouse, makes sense. The night shoots fit the aesthetic, and Running teased pushing filmmaking limits.
Which ties into what Cameron Monaghan said about practical sets.
Right, and probably extensive use of cutting-edge tech, too. Virtual sets, LED walls, motion capture, especially for ARES. Leto apparently worked closely with the VFX team to get his movement right.
Making him feel properly. Alien. Programmatic.
Something like that. Fluid, unique physicality.
Now, something absolutely crucial for Tron. The music.
Oh yeah, huge news on that front.
It's 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Doing their first film score as 9 Inch Nails. That's a statement.
Especially following Daft Punk's score for Legacy, which was iconic.
Iconic is the word. So NIN is a fascinating choice. Suggests a different vibe, maybe darker, more industrial.
Definitely their signature sound. The reports mention blending that industrial feel with experimental audio.
Aiming for something distinct from Legacy's electronic pulse. Perhaps a bit grittier, more mechanical maybe.
And original songs from the band too.
Yep, expected alongside the score. It really highlights how central the soundscape is to the Tron experience. They're clearly aiming for something immersive and powerful again, just with a different flavor.
Okay, so when can we actually see this thing?
Mark your calendars, October 10th, 2025. That's the US theatrical release.
With global rollout around then too.
Seems like it. Italy gets it October 9th, for example. And definitely one to catch in IMAX or Dolby Vision if you can.
Given the visuals and sound we're talking about, yeah, that makes sense, a big fall release.
Feels like they're positioning it as a major event.
So as that October 10th date inches closer, Tron, ARES really is shaping up to be, well, something potentially special. A mix of the familiar and the very new.
That collision of worlds, digital and real, led by Leto's ARES, scored by NIN, it promises a unique trip to the cinema.
It feels timely too, doesn't it? This whole idea of AI stepping out, interacting with us directly.
Incredibly timely. It taps right into current anxieties and curiosities about AI's future. The talent involved suggests they're aiming for something spectacular, but also thoughtful.
So many questions remain, though. Will ARES find what he's looking for? What are the consequences of this first contact?
And can it successfully evolve the Tron legacy, make it resonate with a new audience while satisfying older fans? That's the tightrope they're walking.
Big questions indeed, swirling around the next show.
Absolutely. It feels like a film that could spark a lot of conversation beyond just the cool visuals and action, about technology, about ourselves.
Definitely one to watch. Keep an eye out for more updates as we get closer. And hey, maybe now's a good time to revisit the original Tron and Tron Legacy. Get yourself primed for this next chapter.
Good call. A little grid refresher couldn't hurt.
Thanks for diving deep with us here on Binge Guide, your source for finding your next obsession.